Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. All right, all right. And so, what a way I'd like to say a very, very good morning. Good morning, people, and welcome. And welcome to the weekend edition of the Truth Breakfast Show. And here on Truth 96.1. Good morning, welcome. This is your number one morning show. And for now, straight up to 10 o'clock. We serve you breakfast right here and prepare you, and then I give you the full energy for you to start the day. And so as you start your day, we prepare breakfast for you. So good morning across Liberia, good morning in Nimai, good morning Sano, good morning Bomi County, Baburu County, good morning. And today mark the second day in the month of May, the year is 2025. And so I'd like to say good morning, welcome to the True Breakfast Show. The weekend edition is Friday. And my name is Ansu K. Sirleaf. And this is K. Sirleaf. And the guys will say, why you K. Sirleaf? And so I'm here this morning alongside of my, I refer to him sometimes as my holiday partner or my weekend partner. Sometimes given this platform. So I say thanks to the hosts, the presenters of this show here, Marka and O'Neill. So good morning, welcome. Good morning, Johnson.
Let me say good morning to you, Ansu, and good morning to our urgent listeners of the TBS. That's the True Breakfast Show. Like I said, today seems to be, like you said, today seems to be like a holiday to me because usually I'm used to
The holiday.
producing on the holiday. So, so when you alerted me this morning, I thought today was a holiday. So I'm glad to be here this morning, and thanks to the presenters of our TBS for affording us again the opportunity to sit here on the TBS. That's the True Breakfast Show. So we are glad to be here.
All right. So we are glad to be here this morning, especially on the weekend. And so it's not politics. Yeah. Today we're going to go strictly into the education fee or the educational fee on the weekend for the True Breakfast Show this morning. So what exactly do we have here for you this morning on the show today? Mark the second day, the month of May, 2025. This show is proudly sponsored by EcoBank Liberia Limited in Orange, Liberia. Come your shadow big you have tips with David Coating this morning, followed by a review of the papers. All right, that will take us up to 8:15. And then we will definitely throw light on. We are, I can say, into the rainy season already. So we'll be looking at how are we preparing for the rainy season, including the Ministry of Public Works, the National Disaster Team, and also residents. Some of you who build on the waterway, how are we preparing for the rain? That will take us up to 8:20 this morning, between 8:20 8:25. As I said, this morning we throw like strictly into education on the two breakfast show, the weekend edition. We hope to place a call to our friends Vani for Night for Life and someone there in China this morning, and that will take us up to 8:20 8:25. At 8:30 we'll bring on a team based in Canada, and also they have their representative back home here in Liberia. For some of you who have that passion to seek better education indeed outside Liberia, so the team they are based in Canada, the Denex and the Mayu Immigration Service. The team will come on, and from 8:30 straight up to 8:05 this morning, between 8:05 up to 8:15, as 9:15, from 8:30 up to 9:05, 9:05 to 9:15, commercial exposed comes on. At 9:15, we go straight again to vocational school training program. So this time around, we talk to the chief executive officer of COPS Vocational School, Dr. Abraham that someone said will sit with us on now the last segment at 9:15 up to 10 o'clock. Tomorrow will be the 23rd the convocation program or graduation program of another batch for now the COPS and vocational training program. So tomorrow we do expect another batch will be graduating tomorrow. Dr. Abraham that Samasedi will sit with us at 9:15 up to 10 o'clock to talk more about the training program runs that are cops, and how can some of you be part of the cops training program. So as I said, in the mix of all
Country first.
culture facts
Yeah.
this morning, not about politics, but strictly vocational academic. Yeah, just school thing on it.
Education come first
Yeah,
because all of the thing we do, if you are not educated, whether formally or informally,
yeah.
and you won't be able to do what we are doing or what other people are doing. So you have to acquire some education, some form of education before, because education enlightens the mind. So we are glad that today is strictly education. So
Strictly education.
yeah, can you imagine even the way coming educate us?
Exactly. So let's leave me Studio and John. David Coty. Indeed. Yeah, I'm an old man now from
Yeah.
all the way back there.
Yeah, Lele, a few days ago, I was listening to him on the Sarah show on ELBC.
Okay.
And the guys keep on saying, oh, he's not a medical doctor, but actually he good about and researching, and each time
He doing well. Coty, are you there? Let me see. Thank you. I'm right here. I'm right here.
he always ready.
Happy weekend, Chief. Welcome.
Thank you.
The man said he's sitting with Elon Musk this morning. Yeah, we yeah. Claire, listening. Mm, what you need to go do there? What can you do that area? Mm, Thank you, David, and yeah, thank you so much. I hope to know or for you to locate me where I can get some of the mattress or where I have some of the best mattress. Yeah. Look at Joe. Okay, sir. Thanks so much. Yeah. David Cody this morning with health tip this morning. The woman is very very consistent, always winning, and his fan base keep growing day by day. I was somewhere yesterday, yeah, somewhere yesterday, and Omega Bell, yeah, and one of his very very strong regular listener and follower. The guy say, yeah, despite he's not a health, um,
Practitioner, yeah.
yeah, but he always,
Yes, always
provide.
make a research, and he been consistent since he started on the TBS. Like I said, one time I went somewhere, Ole said, oh, usually I just listen to your radio that's our Troop FM, because one minute they can give you update on health. We the old people there, like you said, during his intro where he talked about, giving updates as to how to, maintain yourself.
Hmm.
Where he talk about sitting too long and all of things. Then so usually, so I just listen to him and I follow all of what he's saying on the show. So I tell you, but he can be what they say. I want to see you. Usually people see you. Even when you call it, say, "Oh, like, yeah." Suppose say your body too small and
Yeah,
other things. So they want to see David Coty. I don't know. He's not one of the regular guys that will be out there and know that you will see. Except you see a flashpoint car
yeah.
passing at times. It is really a flashpoint. So each time you see that car, then you can stop in and
You
speak
can
to.
surely get close. You
Yeah,
can surely get close
yeah. The difficulty.
to him. Yeah, you know that the man announced the number. Yeah. So all right, folks. So I'm finding it very difficult this morning yet to get our team song for the Paypogs indeed, but we have the Paypogs in our possession this
Oh
morning.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we have the um the paperwork in our possession this morning, so I'm not going to waste your time. In my possession is the New Republic newspaper. The front page right here we see a battle speaker Kofa. Photo is on the front page of the New Republic newspaper, and Kofa 1 foot in and 1 foot out. That's what the New Republic is carrying this morning. Kofa 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and stay on the front page for the New Republic newspaper. We are all invited to $1 million campaign. Former Liberia president is right here on the front page of the New Republic newspaper. We are all invited to $1 million campaign. And stay on the front page here. EPS, not executive mansions, attack dog. EPX, not executive um, mansion, attack dogs. And we see 10 um, chairman. That's a mobile key model, right?
Yeah,
This is a
model.
mobile model right here, and he's right here on the front page. On the back page of for the New Republic newspaper, LNBA president left in the cold. On the back page, LNBA president left in the cold. The Liberia National Bar Association president is his footage on the back page of the New Republic newspaper. That's in my possession.
Yeah. So we have the incorrect newspaper here. It says that Supreme Court's ruling has resolved this matter, says Speaker Kofa, but will he resign? That's a question mark. And we have civil society petitions, African Court on climate justice today. And also government launches accelerate 360 on SME capacity. We have the photograph of the Commerce Minister, that's Madam Madeline Dagose, and partners here on this paper. And this one says, it says, okay, we now go to the back page of the Inquirer newspaper. Says, no government or no Liberian shall go hungry. No Liberian should go hungry. Says NAA recommits to hunger fight, and Barker extends does Office of War and Economic Crimes Court mandate. We see the photograph of President Joseph Barker, and gender office suffers logistical setbacks in Bon County. Gender office suffers logistical setbacks in Bon County. So we have the Liberian investigator. It says the Kofa Singlers exit. Kofa Singlers exit, and that's it here on the Liberian investigator. So that's it.
All right, so I have the Verity newspaper this morning. Verity is reporting consulting to transition, and then we see the in battle speaker again. Kofa Hanks, he looked very serious here on the front page of the Verity newspaper. Stay on the front page of Verity newspaper. No permit, no protects. MOJ wants feature protesters. No permit, no protects. Liberia, Justin Minister is on the front page here for the Verity newspaper. No permit, no protest is what the front page of the Verity newspaper is carrying. On the back page this morning, so fine, Monserrato by distance itself from the LNBA statement, and the by person again is on the back page of the Verity newspaper. Monserrato by distance itself from the LNBA statement on the back page of the Verity newspaper. So far, Johnson, do we have anything with review
No,
them?
not at all. So I think that's it here for the papers.
Yeah.
That's all we have in our possession. So I think
Yeah, so that's it so far for the paper. So you can join the team again on Monday on the True Breakfast Show again as we bring you the review of the paper. It's a regular feature here on the True Breakfast Show here on Truth 96.1. Today's Friday, the weekend edition. My name is Ansu. I'm here alongside for Johnson Batoman. Together we are running you up to 10 o'clock this morning, and we say today it's not too much there, no hard politics. Yeah, and we
it's
look at
purely educative.
yeah,
So I think
both vocational,
yeah,
right?
yeah, vocational.
Yeah, yeah, the academic side,
Yeah.
especially for those of you who have so much passion to study in Canada. So we hope we can get a signal from our Canadian team. But at the same time, let's pick up for life. Francis, getting a signal for him to
Yeah.
he should be somewhere in China.
Okay.
Yes.
He's one passionate and young person in Liberia, and was starting the Fola Zoe and vocational school, very small, and now he has extended, and for according to him, it's about to be extended or decentralized across the 15 counties. That's very good on his part, because many of our young people, like we young people, we go there and learned some of the vocational skills there. He has about digester, he has satellite installation, he has all of these things. You are driving, and just go there, because after high school we know that it is difficult to just enter university, so you
Yeah.
have to go and learn some of these skills. You can use that as a stepping stone to follow. I think he's on the line
Yeah.
to follow education.
So we'll try reaching out to Francis. We can get it. So let's pick up one of the administrator there. It should be James Vanning. I hope I'm getting it right though. Am I getting it right? Good morning. Good, yeah, you have to walk away from the noise now because you're live on the radio. We're getting some feedback. So is it James Vanning, right? James Vanning. All right. So for life Since we cannot make it up to Francis, we managed to get James Vanning. He's one of for the administrator there and for life vocational training program. Let's hear for you guys. Is there anything new that you guys want to talk about this morning on the breakfast show?
Yes, sir. Yeah, first of all, I'm James Fanning from Fola Zoe Vocational School Training Program. And now we'll be offering the heavy duty, which is over 3 months, and encouraging all librarians to take advantage. Because in Fola Zoe, it's only a school in the world that offering heavy duty truck driving. And now the CEO not in this country. We're trying to get some materials to upgrade the school. And we have so many courses that can come
Okay.
for now and it be of benefit to you. I
Are,
am
are there
encouraging those who
are there some
I am
new
encouraging
programs you got added? Are there any new programs been added to the current programs you guys are running there? Are there anything the new programs you got added?
yes, we get free anything, we get free job driving. And courses that are there.
Okay. So let's talk about
So
yeah, go ahead.
so in for now we offering devices of courses that are optional librarian in a rural setup. We offering more than 13 courses. We get collaboration, we get culinary arts, we have tutor, we have Saturday dish installation, we have CTV installation, we have advanced software installation, we have architecture drafting, so on. So I encourage everyone that I think one high school, you come for now and take advantage of 3 months, 2 more courses. That will help you a lot.
Okay. All right, James. Is there anything left? Oh, you want to touch? We left anything out?
Yes, I just want to take it down, just appreciate to those who was on the ground for the orientation this go ever 26, but the hundreds, thousands of Liberian people was on ground for the orientation. And
Okay.
people are coming in for laugh to enroll. It was very great. This one, April 26 was our telephone orientation. I don't encourage those who are home. See, I say there is no job, there is job in Liberia. You come to for laugh and they come your 2, 3 months and go home and make a difference. There
Uh,
is job in Liberia. All today is here.
okay, James. Thanks so much. Thanks for coming through this morning for live this morning. Feature him on the breakfast show. So as we said, the rain just we are into the rainy time already. So I don't know how are we preparing. For some of you, during the rainy season, they come back and look the SOS center.
Yeah.
SOS. Everybody coming. Want to do SOS? Please, water enter my house. Water carry my house. So I hope we are preparing now. The disaster management team. I hope they are preparing ahead of the rainy season because we're into it. It's sure you feel small, but are we preparing?
And also to the community leaders,
Yeah.
I hope you can gather the youths so that you can start to do some preparation ahead of the rainy season because all of the drainages in the community have to be clear so as to give way to the end of water as the rainfall. So our community leaders, our citizens, our residents across Liberia, we are asking you to start to take action right now because, like you said, most of the time during the rainy season, we carry so many SOS calls,
Yes.
so across so many communities in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
It's so appalling, especially to our young people and to women, to girls. They are the victims of these circumstances. So we have to ask our people, all of us, leaders, residents of communities, we have to take some actions by clearing the way. And some people build in the waterways that give so much problem to the what to the rain, to the rainy season each time and the rain falls, and you will see that it will affect other people in the community. So you have to take some action before the rainy season, because you see that the rain is showing some signs right now. The rain is actually showing signs, so you have to take caution and be prepared for the rainy season.
Okay, so that's it, folks. Welcome to the TBS this morning. We just throw light on it so we can start getting prepared and ready for the rain. All right. So we just trying to highlight you on it so you can get fully prepared for the rain. That's what Johnson said. The rain is already showing your face. So if you're not prepared, when it come for you, they come back. I don't see I come back and tend to a SOS center for different communities. You see, put trooping in here. I want to do a SOS call. But welcome. As I said on the first segment this morning, we're going to be on this thing. Let me first get information out for you so you can know exactly what we'll be talking about this morning. So I'm going to read out the announcement for you. Your Canadian opportunity starts here. A message from Mayu and Denix Immigration Services. Are you dreaming of studying, working, or gaining professional experience in Canada? That's it. Professional experience in Canada. So, two trusted Canadian immigration firms are here to help you, and we manage this between from Wednesday to Friday, at least to communicate with the guys to see whether we can have them on this morning on the True Breakfast Show, your biggest platform, so you can so they can talk much about it. And for some of you who've been maybe listening to the announcement, I've been following them so you can know exactly what they are talking about. And I know some of you have been doubting, on the foreign trip.
Yeah, usually people
Yeah.
have been victims.
Okay.
They have been robbed. So each time this opportunity comes up, people are skeptical to really dive into it. So I think this group is trusted because we have had their announcement here on Trip FM several times. So
Yeah. And that's the thing. So my bet been knowing her for a very long time.
okay,
They want to work with Orange. It was that Sacom.
yeah, second,
Second,
yeah,
then on to Orange
yeah, Orange
in
Liberia.
Liberia. So I've been following all her activities there for Truth FM. At that time, that's the thing. So it was true and hard work. I managed to get a team this morning on the show. We have with us Christopher Denix. He's on already. Chris, if you are monitoring us again, I will say good morning. You are live on Truth FM 96.1 at
And
the same
also Rio
time,
TV.
we are TV
Yeah.
online. So both the television and the radio, you are on this morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Good morning, Ansu and Johnson. Thanks for having me.
Wonderful. Okay, so let the audience just know a little bit about you, Mr. Dennis.
Yeah, thanks again for having me, Ansu and Johnson. And good morning to your listeners, both on the radio and on your social media platform. Like you said, my name is Christopher Dennis. I live in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And I have a background in information technology as an IT system engineer, having practiced in IT field for almost 29, 30 years. And I landed in immigration many years ago when I came to Canada as an immigrant trying to regularize my status. I experienced so many different hurdles throughout my immigration journey in Canada. So after being put on removal or deportation for about 16 hours to be removed from Canada, things change for me. And because of my own immigration journey and experience in Canada, I wanted to understand the Canadian immigration law. And I also wanted to practice immigration law as well, because what I experienced, I wanted to be able to help others who are coming to Canada or who are already in Canada, that they don't have to experience what I went through. So I decided to go to Queen's University, where I studied immigration and citizenship law. And I wrote the exams to practice. After passing my exams, I opened up my own immigration law firm, and I practice immigration law here.
Why? That's a good, what a wonderful and good news indeed. Yeah, so good to have you on. It's like you are just that rightful person in which our people been seeking for the past years or for the past time. So good to have you on this morning. Um, let's just get the ball rolling, but just tell a little bit. Can you tell us about your background? You've done it already, and how you became a lesson immigration consultant.
Yeah, so basically, like I said, there are several different fields across the world where if you have to, practice in that field, you need license to practice. You have to be knowledgeable in what you're doing. For an example, like a doctor or nurse or certain type of engineers, as well as lawyers, immigration consultants, you need license to practice. And of course, before the government can give you a license to practice, you need to go through several different steps. Like in Liberia, for those who practice law, they have to go to law school and also pass the Liberian Bar Association exams and to be able to practice. So that's the same here in Canada. And because I wanted to really understand immigration law, I wanted to practice the law because of my own experience and journey. So that's why I always tell individuals when I'm out there, like on your show, for an example, to provide immigration services is not about, getting up and filling up forms. You have to understand the law, you have to know the law, and you have to be licensed to practice the law. And Ansu and Johnson, um, in Canada, before you practice immigration law and globally, right, you must be licensed, because if you're not licensed and you're providing immigration services, it's a crime itself. It is, a crime in Canada for you to do so. So that's why we always advise individuals who want to come to Canada to make sure that they have a licensed representative.
Why? That's good. As I said, and just what my colleague said, many people have been through this. They have been affected. They have been robbed, scammed. But there have been so many people coming up with different programs, giving people that hope that yes, they can give them that green pasture to have a better education outside Liberia. They've been coming with different programs, and people been running after it, and only just to be in the know that some of them was scam. The fraud was just too much. And now, and good to have you on and this morning. So that's tell you that how trusted and your firm, your service is. Let's note what is the role of regulated Canadian immigration.
So the reasons, Ansu, I wanted to make sure that I, differentiate between a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and a lawyer, right?
Okay.
So the only difference there is a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, which you can refer to me as a consultant or a legal counsel, is
So you are playing
someone.
a role as a consultant.
Yes, I am a
Okay.
regulated Canadian immigration consultant. And the
Okay.
reasons for that is I went to school and I studied only immigration law, right? I had no interest in going to study other law because I wanted to focus specifically in immigration. So that's why I studied immigration law. So that's the distinction between a lawyer and an immigration consultant. So it's basically, if you want to compare in contracts, you would compare that as well to say a doctor and a nurse practitioner, right? So we specialize in our fields, right? And I specialize specifically in immigration law. So I can represent refugees, for an example, who are in Canada and are applying for refugee status. I can represent them at the Immigration and Refugee Board. And that's a division of the immigration body that authorize or provide protection to refugees that are in Canada. So I can represent them at the Immigration and Refugee Board. And my license as well cover, for an example, if someone who is a refugee or a foreign national in Canada and has been put in jail for whatever immigration issues that was, I can go there and represent them as well. But I don't practice any other law besides immigration law. So that's the distinction there. I wanted to make sure. Sometimes people refer to me as a lawyer. I am not a lawyer, but I'm a regulated Canadian immigration. So I always a consultant. So I always like to, correct people so that, the message is not incorrect in the general public.
Right.
Okay, so thank you very much for that education. So want to know why is it important to use a licensed consultant instead of an unregulated agent?
Right. So in the immigration law, that is the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. And that act is very important, Johnson. And it's good that you asked this question because in Section 91(1), that section of the law is specifically define who can practice immigration law in Canada, right? So in that section, the only person that are allowed to practice immigration law is either a lawyer, a notary de public de Quebec, that is someone who lives in the French side of Canada, or someone like myself who is a regulated immigration consultant, right? Anybody else who may provide immigration services they are going contrary to the Canadian immigration law, and you could be arrested for that. You can be put in jail, and you can have a criminal record. If you are outside of Canada, the Canadian government can work with foreign law enforcement agencies to ensure that you stop what you're doing because it's a crime in itself in Canada. So I always tell individuals, and in fact, Johnson, quite recently, we have changed the policy in our firm. So before, we will have individuals like yourself hiring me, but we have put a policy now because of the growing number of immigration scam and fraud that is happening globally. Our policy says before you can come to us and hire us for our immigration service, you must verify our credentials, right? And it's very simple. I can tell you that, Johnson. You can go onto the Government of Canada website. You can search our license under the College of Immigration and Citizenship Consultant. It's a public registry, right? You can go there and put my license information there and just do your own due diligence. So we've made that a mandatory requirement before you can hire our service. If you come to us and try to hire us without verifying our credentials, we will send you back. In as much as we all love money, but my goal is to practice ethically. My goal is to practice legally as well. And before you work with us, we want to make sure that you're not worried every day about your money or things are going to happen to you. So that's why we have made that now as a policy in our firm.
That's good. The voice of Mr. Christopher Denix, indeed, this morning. He's on the breakfast show. We've been joined by Madame Betty Fan. I hope I'm getting it right. She's back home here in Liberia, also partnering with this team here. As I said, so it was true. My Betty, we managed to get the team live this morning on the breakfast show. Maybe you're welcome. Betty, you're welcome. We're
Yeah.
live on Truth FM 96.1 and then at Ria TV.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being on Truth.
All right, so yeah, you back home here, you in Liberia. Just tell your role, alongside with the team, the Mayun Immigration Series and the Dennis Immigration Series. Tell us what exactly your role you are on the team with.
Well, I'm sure you know that I'm not an immigration person. I'm far from that. But I work with the team in Liberia, helping out with the media and marketing aspects. So that's what I do with Dennis
How
Immigration
it
in
is
Liberia.
working for you? Has I always said the marketing in the media aspect. How it is working for you? How's it respond like for you, for the public?
Well, you know that it takes time for people to actually buy in and understand. But I know that for me, working with the Dennis Immigration is a first on something because I've met them before. I met Mr. Dennis before, and from Canada, USA, and one of the things that gave me so much joy, when I do something, I do it with passion. But what gave me joy in promoting and pushing this in Liberia is because I know how tedious it was, and or even it still is for people to migrate from Liberia to Canada. I know I have a child in Canada, and the process we went through was just too much. You have to go over to Ghana or to go to Guinea, stay there, you pay hotel, you pay feeding, and all of that is still in so much uncertainty. So when I met Mr. Dennis and Dennis Immigration, it was like a dream come true. Not for me, my child is there, but it's a dream come true for Liberia, that today we can have a team like this in Liberia that can actually sit in your office, sit in your school, sit in your home, and just process everything. So that's why it means so much to me.
Many people, our people back home here, when it comes to this program, they have so much of passion, that anxiety, they'll be so much, eager and thirsty for it. But sometimes they have been there, as victim, by others, indeed, for the other stuff. You play the media role, back on marketing side. I know it is a little bit difficult for you to convince them, to explain to them about your service. So, and how are they really catching up with you? To get to make them understand that yes, this is the rightful place. This is the right service. I'm here to provide for you.
And it's to me or to Mr. Dennis, to Councilor
Yeah.
Dennis. Okay. Well, you said it all. It is a very difficult tax, and you can blame people in Liberia. I mean, even myself, I had to be convinced. You can blame people. There's a lot of fraud going on. But when I was getting on right now, I heard him saying that they have a new rule in Canada where you have to verify the person that you're working with and authenticate if it's genuine or not. I
Mm-hmm.
totally buy that. And I think that is where we run short because we work along with agents we haven't seen, yes, but yet we don't even check their credentials to know if it's okay. So I mean, we can force you to to agree that yes, this is number one, but it's up to you. The communication is open now. The website is there, internet, everything. Browse, check, do your own due diligence before you get involved, and that's all I can say.
Okay. All right. So let's let cross over to Mr. Dennis.
Yeah.
Yeah, and getting on. Um, let's look at some of what are the big misconception maybe people have about Canadian immigration, Chief.
Yeah, so you know, the just before I get to the question there, I just wanted to piggyback on what Miss Betty mentioned. Doing a due diligence. Look, Ansu, um, we have more than 20, 30 people daily reaching out to us, both through the social media, WhatsApp, and directly through our website. and what we go through every day, educating the general public is not an easy task, right? And we have our devices. It's like you have the world right in the palms of your hands. Utilize it. We see a lot of people are on social media, on the internet, right? And when I go to some of the comments when we post content online, people make fun. People also say, well, there are another scammer. It's like the QNet, AMI, Go International, and all those other companies that have come to Liberia, and they really scam a lot of people, blindfolded a lot of people. But I tell you the fact, Ansu, we have been doing studies over the last about 11 to 12 months now since we started practicing. We've been doing a lot of studies because I really wanted to understand why is it that Liberians in particular are complaining every time about immigration fraud, immigration scam, you know? And I kid you not, real data to understand what is going on. And we have boiled down to only one conclusion. And that one conclusion is always because most people miss the mark for reading information carefully and also doing their own due diligence. No offense, Ansu, and to your audience, right? It is very, very easy, at least from my experience. And even though my colleague Sharon George is not on right now, but it is very, very easy to scam individuals, some individuals from Liberia. And you know why? It's only because of one reason. People always refuse to read information and do their own due diligence. As we are having this conversation right now, some people are going to come on board again and say, well, we heard you on Truth FM, and we know that you're legitimate. What really guarantee you, just because you saw Chris or heard Chris Dennis on the air, you automatically conclude that, well, he's legitimate because Ansu and Johnson and Miss Betty, who is a credible marketing expert in Liberia, well, the guy is genuine, right? That is not enough. You need to have enough meat on the bone before you can say for yourself that the person is legitimate. Because if you don't do that due diligence yourself, you are in for serious trouble, right? So that's the reasons why, like Miss Betty, piggyback on what I said earlier on, that we have made that a mandatory policy. If you don't verify our credentials, you're not hiring us, you know. So back to the difficulties and the complexities that we experience every day, especially coming from Liberia. And I'm not saying this to go and say that there's a huge challenge of people doing research in Liberia. It's just that people sometimes miss the mark, right? Because I understand that there are a lot of people who are very eager to travel abroad, but at the same time, proceed with caution, because if you
Mhm.
don't proceed with caution, you are in for a serious trouble. Because if you pay thousands of dollars to someone and you never hear back from them again, what are you going to do? And we don't want to always keep saying, if I had known after the fact. We don't want to keep saying that if you want to hide something from Liberians, put it in the book and put the book right on the middle of the table. No one will find that. We need to start to cultivate the attitude and the habit of doing our own due diligence. Because if you don't do that, you're in for serious trouble. And that's some of the challenges that we face. Even though I didn't go to law school to come back and to teach people how to do research, right? But I make this as a priority because I remember, Ansu, that after I had graduated from law school and I had got my license, I made a commitment that every year I will do 5 pro bono to individuals who are having very, very difficult challenges financially to be able to serve it, pay for the service, right? That's what we do as well. I have serious passion for immigration law, and not just to make money, but to also educate people. And that's what we're doing here today.
Okay. All right. So before we go on, we'll move on to the visa and immigration pathways. Let's get back to my betting in terms of the how can they reach out to how, because I know as soon we open this line, that'll be the question will be coming in. How can people back home here reach out to the team, the office, is there the local numbers? How can they reach out to you people, especially the head of media and the marketing back here in Liberia?
Well, you can reach out to me directly, but there is a number. If you go on the Dennis Immigration uh, Facebook page, you have all the contact number and addresses. And we don't work mostly contacting others. It's best that you contact Mr. Dennis himself. So he have a
Okay.
number he's gonna put on the screen, and you can work on it. But for me, my number remains the same. And business wise, you can get me on 077-228888. But it's best to contact Mr. Dennis directly to avoid all of that.
Okay. So onto the visa and immigration part with Mr. Dennis. What are the most common
Business part.
visa categories people apply for in Canada?
So I just wanted to, also piggyback on in terms of contacting, and I really appreciate what Ms. Betty says there, that, contacting us directly as well. And the reasons when we're talking about these things in the back end is because there are times where someone may say something about a particular service that we provide. It could be unintentional. So we want to avoid, wrong information in the general public. So we specifically prefer that those who are interested in our immigration service contact us directly. Because if they heard something from Miss Betty, which of course I don't believe that she's ever, misrepresented information or services that we provide, we want to talk directly to the client. And this is one very important piece there, Ansu, that we always tell people. Don't let someone come to you and tell you that, well, I reaching out to you on behalf of Dennis Immigration or Mayu Immigration, right? We do not have an agent anywhere in the world, and we do not have a third party representing us. We've had experience in the past where there were individuals in Liberia who, duplicated our logo and our format, and they were portraying themselves to be working for us, right? So that's the reason, some of the reasons why you have to be extremely careful when you're working with people or when you need immigration services. Reach out to us directly, and we will be able to provide you with information. And our contact number on WhatsApp is +1 226 260 9789. You can reach out to us directly. And once you send us a message, the very first information you get is important to read them, because it begins with telling you to go and verify our credentials. That's the first place. So sometimes people get that message, but yet and still they try to call, and we ask them, have you done your due diligence and verify? And they said, no, I just wanted to talk to you directly. And sometimes, we explain to them, for me telling you anything is not going to help you right now with it without, verifying our credentials. So that's important. But there are so many different immigration pathways to Canada. In fact, Canada have more than 90 different immigration pathways, right? So the very first step through our immigration process is to do a consultation with you, because we don't know your background. Ansu, for example, maybe Johnson as well would like to come to Canada, right? But Johnson doesn't know the process. How can I come to Canada? Or I am interested, right? So we do a consultation with you to assess your background by checking on your age, your education, level. We check on your work history as well as other experiences that you have to see if you meet any of those 90 plus different immigration pathway. And at the end of the day, we advise you legally and correctly to ensure that you meet the requirements. If you, for an example, if you don't meet any of the requirements, sometimes we'll tell you these are the things that you need to do to meet the requirements. But for those who are coming to Canada, let's say for an example, on a conference or workshop or, exams, right? You don't really need to meet any requirements because it's just a temporary resident. Not that, sorry, I take that back. Not that you don't meet any requirements, but the basic requirements, you must meet it. And that will be to have ties to your home country, assets, and all those kind of things.
Okay, before I can come to Canada, like you said, I'm interested. I want to know. I want you to explain the difference between the work permit and the permanent residency.
Okay, so for work permit, and please, it's a good question you ask, Johnson. And I like for people that are listening to pay very keen attention to some of this information that I'm going to contextualize. All right. A lot of folks reach out to us, and not only from Liberia, because we service globally, right? They always come and they want to work, right? And they say, well, I need work permit. I want to come to Canada to work. And these are some of the tactics that scammers use as well. We will get you work permit to go to Canada and work. So I put this into context. Imagine as a Liberian citizen in Liberia, right? Who don't have a job, that is hustling to get a job. You've graduated, or maybe you did some trades. And imagine companies in Liberia, and maybe the government as well, they are hiring foreign nationals, people who are not Liberians. They are hiring them to get employment in Liberia. Johnson, you can tell me for a fact and be all honest, right? You know that you will never be happy. You don't have a job, but you see that there is a growing number of hiring that is happening, but is being focused from foreign nationals that are coming. They are bringing them to Liberia. You're not going to be happy. A vast majority of the population in Liberia will not be happy, because why is it that companies are not catering to us? We don't have jobs, so we need to be hired. There's going to be a serious concern. So if you take that same approach to Canada, Canada prioritizes its citizens and permanent residents that are in Canada. Jobs opportunity will not be given as a first priority to non-Canadian citizens, because Canada as well is trying to build its own economy, and they want to make sure that they cater to its citizenry, right? So because of that, if a company is going to hire outside of Canada, that means that company have an obligation immigration-wise to ensure that the company must have put in job offer online. There are requirements, at least 3 different websites, right? They have put that job opportunity in papers as well to demonstrate to Canadian immigration that we have been trying to hire in this particular area, but we have not found individuals that are in Canada that can fill that job market. So now we're looking outside of Canada. That's how most job opportunities are open to individuals that are not in Canada. So when you're hearing that we will give you work permit or we'll find job for you in Canada, that is not entirely true. And that means you must be in the high demand job field. That means you're either a doctor, a nurse, or an engineer that have decades of experience, right? So if you are trying to come to Canada to work, you must have an extensive work experience and also in the area that falls under the STEM, right? Now, for those who are in the trades, of course, Canada is looking for tradespeople like mechanics, heavy duty machine operators, plumbers, electrician, carpenter, mason, construction workers, and what so forth. In as much as Canada is also looking into that job market, which is high demand, you must meet the requirements. It's not about just, finding job in Canada. It's difficult. It is extremely difficult. So we don't even, propagate in the general public that we have job opportunity in Canada. So hire our service, we'll find job for you. It is just not easy. So you always have to be very careful and mindful about that. Now, when you come to, permanent resident, of course, Canada have pathways that you can meet the requirements. And we've been working with a lot of individuals who've already met those requirements, most of those requirements to come to Canada as a landed immigrant.
All right, folks. So due to the nature and the show being very educated this morning, the sports team are giving us the 5 minutes. Yeah, so
That's welcoming.
yeah, so for now, we'll go through the 5 minutes, open the phone line, and then make it interactive. So those of you that are listening, you can ask a question to Mr. Dennis and his team this morning on the Truth Verify show. So yeah, Johnson.
Okay, so I want to know what advice could you give someone preparing to study or work in Canada?
Well, for someone who is planning on studying in Canada, of course, all of the university, high school, colleges in Canada, you must meet the requirements to come to Canada as an international student. So you must have either completed high school, have your WIAC, you must have passed your WIAC as well. If you completed high school, even if you completed high school many years ago, you need to get your WIAC, your high school documents all set, and then we can apply for study permit for you. So currently, one of the biggest achievements, as well amongst others that we've been able to accomplish, we are now the international student recruiter across Africa for a college here in Canada, Sinclair College. We've been approved as their international student recruiter. So what we do is we work with international students who want to come to Canada and go to school. And we work along with them. The process now is much more faster than it used to be for us. It's much more easier, of course, but you must have your high school credentials as well as WIAC. And if you've been to university or any college and have your first degree, you need to have that. And those degrees must be verified as well, because the school will, double check to ensure that, your credentials is correct. And once we can get admissions for you, the next step would be to apply to the Canadian immigration for your study permit. And I want to emphasize this, Johnson. Providing immigration service is not just about filling up forms, getting documents like bank statement, property deed, and maybe your job letter if you're working or not. That is not immigration practice. We represent individuals before immigration, right? When we are preparing an immigration file, it does not take one day, right? We're getting a lot of documents from you. A lot of times, people come to us who are coming to Canada either to study or for a visit. And sometimes they have visa refusal already, right? And what that means is you want to reapply again. And before we do that, we don't just go ahead and then now start to reapply for you. So for those who have visa refusal, we make sure that we contact immigration on your behalf, requesting from immigration the officer that examine your previous application, right? We request that entire file because sometimes there are individuals who are helping people in Liberia with the visa process. Sometimes these applicants never see the documents that are submitted to immigration on their behalf. And that is very, very dangerous, when it comes to immigration practice. Because if you get to us, we don't know the previous application details. When we submit a new application on your behalf, maybe this time around now that you're working with legitimate immigration firm, we will submit your legitimate information. And if we do that, Your previous application, if we don't know anything, you could misrepresent before immigration, and that can lead to you being banned from coming to Canada. So we don't like for that to happen to clients. So we do reach out to immigration and then request for the GCMS notes to ensure that we can examine that and see what happened on your previous application before, and we address that and then we reapply. But if you've been banned, which of course we've seen a lot of people from Liberia who have been banned from coming to Canada, and it's just unfortunate that they didn't know, A, or B, they were in the know of what happened and they just didn't pay attention.
All right. Most often the people focus on Canada when it comes to going there for study. That's what just been most often the focus point of people. I know the business people, entrepreneur, they do their monitoring and what immigration options exist for business people and entrepreneurs.
Yeah, there are a lot of opportunities for entrepreneurs. I'm an entrepreneur myself, so I always like to promote, like Miss Betty on the show here. She's also an entrepreneur, and the reasons why she's working with us as well is because she had to, verify our credentials before she even put her career on the line. Because you cannot be talking about something that you're not very sure of or you have not verified. So for those who are entrepreneurs and you have your businesses in Liberia or across, the aisle, you can come to Canada as an investor. You can open up your business in Canada as well. Canada is open to business visitors as well, investors that can come to Canada and open up the business here. But however, if you just wanted to come to Canada to visit, just to double check, see how it is here, we work with you as well. And in that case, of course, you need to present all your business credentials just to ensure that they are legitimate. One of the layers that we've been doing, Ansu, is we've been verifying our clients' credentials, right? If you give us bank statement, for an example, right? Because we want you to be successful at the end of the day. Right. And we always tell people, even though I haven't been to Liberia now for a few decades, but we always tell people, we know that there is a place in Liberia called the World Trade Center. We know that there are individuals who are preparing fraudulent documents for individual. Look, Johnson, you wouldn't believe that there are individuals that participate in their own immigration fraud. Some of them participate in that fraud knowingly, and some of them participate, unknowingly as well. But majority, from assessment that we have done, when you pay someone to prepare a bank statement for you, when you pay someone to prepare a work a letter for you, when you pay someone to prepare property documents for you, you are participating in that fraud. So if anything goes wrong, you can hold the person responsible because you pay someone to do something. And of course, in itself, if it is illegal, you are also committing a crime. And you could be arrested by your local authority because you pay someone to do something for you, knowing that that is not a legitimate pathway, right? So I always advise people, because I'll tell you, just before we wrap up here, what happens and what takes place in that process. John Doe says, well, if you don't have documents, and especially for business owners as well and individuals, right? Well, you have a business, but the business is just striving. And now the person tell you, well, I can get this document for you and that document. There are price list of those documents, right? Why are you going to pay someone to prepare documents for you? That means you should be aware that what the person is doing is illegal, right?
Okay.
So at the end of the day, you participate in that. It is a fraud in itself, and the consequence is what you have to live with.
Okay, folks. You listened to the Truth Breakfast Show this morning on Truth FM 96.1. And for those of you finding us live on Real TV, you can share the show, share the program. If that's someone to join you this morning, and watch the program this morning, on Truth FM. We have the team for now, the Denix Immigration Service, this morning. Mr. Christopher Denix is on the breakfast show, and then followed by Madam Betty Flan. She's also on the show this morning, discussing, yeah, how can some of you, you've been struggling, you've been you've been thinking, where is the best area, who can you find this trusted service indeed that you can pass through to get to Canada. You've been worrying about it. The Denex and Mayu and Immigration Service say we are here for you. 0776927472. The numbers to call 0776927472. Call and ask some question. I'll be live this morning on the True Breakfast Show on 0776 927472. We have our first caller. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, my name is Emmanuel. From Ogajo.
Emmanuel from Gobatrop. I hope Mr. Dennis, are you getting the caller?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah, might be getting the caller, right?
Yeah, and somebody asked if you could pin the number to and our website if you could do that.
Okay. So go ahead, my brother. You're live.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dennis. Because nowadays, like many of us travel to Canada about problem. And we see people coming out like this, sometimes people get be skeptical. But I like what he said, that you should authenticate the information before diving into it. So my major concern this morning, I want to know the website that you can go to authenticate the uh, the information before diving into the travel agency. And another thing is, if somebody want to go to Canada, maybe for study, or they are qualified for the job that is available for them, like you are saying electrician, mechanics, or all the what can be the possible budget that they can budget for that trip?
Okay. Two questions. Wonderful. 0776927472 plus 231 776 927472. And then last line two.
And also you can call us on 0775 136874, 0775 136874.
Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I want to know if you're having your office in Liberia yet, so we can go there and do some background check.
Okay.
Okay. So this caller, good morning. Your name? Good morning.
You are in also the north. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Aloysius P. Flemmer Jr.
Okay.
I phoned in this morning from to precisely to script.
Okay.
Let me say thanks to the guests for the deliberation, most especially, I mean, when it comes to providing some of this information concerning traveling to Canada for education, business, or maybe residential purpose.
Okay.
My concern this morning has to do with maybe one of the colors raising. Do we have an office for this particular institution we are discussing in Liberia that maybe the guests can further elaborate on? Secondly, we also, I mean, be able to provide some of those personal contacts of the office that we can also link to because it's a very good initiative.
Okay.
There are institutions online that will provide some of this information. When you go there, end of the day, you realize it'll be a scam. So I just want to appreciate him and let him go further to explain some of these procedures when it comes to office base and contacts for the office in Liberia.
Thank you, Aloysius.
Aloysius, thanks so much for
Okay,
calling.
so
Good morning.
Good morning, how you doing?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm George calling from North Berkeley.
Mom Barkley, let's hear you.
Yeah, actually, I'm not following you for the beginning of the problem, but I really want to know, sorry, the starter of the resident perfect, please.
okay.
What I can be clarified, thank you.
All right. So this caller here, good morning. Your name?
Thank you so much this morning. My name is Shedrack.
Okay.
And from the issue that Richard Constable has
Where?
Thank you so much this morning. Let me say thanks to the folks for Canada for this great informative information concerning travel to Canada. Some of us have been took several times by criminals online won't travel to Canada because we aspire to improve our life, we aspire to get educated, we aspire to get opportunity to come back to develop our country. We have been took. So I would like to tell them thank you so kindly. But I want to ask this question: how it is like, especially like a Liberian going to Canada to work or to go to school, how it is like regarding status, regarding state, and all of that.
Okay, thank you. Okay, good morning. I do have limited time. Good morning.
Good morning. This
Yep.
is Maxwell James calling for GSA.
Where?
I one earlier explained I had to appreciate more our own Liberian brother live in Canada in the immigration sector. I don't think he will, give us wrong information, but we will let to ask him to please make office available and in normal so summer, or we can send our children there to go do some investigation. I think
Oh,
a lot of progress on the social media. They say they for Canada, they want to marry, and they will say a visa, this and that. All the thing is scam. When you go into it, it can be real. So we take you this money for our own brother, at least. So let him just make an offer number available online so we can be able to call and make some inquiry.
all right. Thank you.
All right, that's a good. So just 3 minutes. You just will do that in 3 minutes. Then we will just wrap up. Mr. Dennis, you listen to the callers. Maybe you guys listen to the callers.
Yes, thank you very much for all of the questions that your callers have asked. But I'd like to summarize all of the questions into one, right? And please, as you are listening to this, interview, I'm really, really begging, our Liberian people. I'll say it in the real Liberian colloquy. My people, I beg you, please, 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 my people. I feel heartbroken every day of the work that we do. Every day. I'm always, heartbroken from what we are going through, all of us in different ways. But please, 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 please pay very, very keen attention to your quest to travel, not only to Canada.
Hmm.
Please, please, guys. I spoke to a Liberian lady about almost a month ago, and many others. And that one particular lady, it really touched me. After I got off the call with her, I really shed tears, honest tears. This lady were promised that she was going to get visa, and she was sent to Nigeria to go and get visas from there. And in the end, she was kidnapped. In the end, she was stripped off of everything that she had. And this is the lady, Miss Betty and guys, that the work that that lady does during the good seasons, she sells oranges. She goes to Sierra Leone, buy oranges, bring it to Liberia. She buys some from Liberia as well, and she sell that. And when the oranges seasons is over, she turned to buying fish and bring it to town, and she sells it. You can imagine someone who sells orange, how many oranges that she need to sell to get money. And this lady was ripped off of almost $3,000. She sold what she had, and fortunately for her, she was able to escape from where she was, and she came back to Liberia with nothing. And she tells me that she sleeps in a church compound on the floor, and she have to clean that place so that they allow her to sleep there. And so many other stories that I've heard. Last weekend, I was on the air as well, and a lady, again from Nigeria, was in the same situation. And right now, she is stuck in Nigeria. She doesn't have money to come back to Liberia. And the story goes on and on. In your quest to travel, Ansu, your callers, some of them asked so many questions, and few of them said they want to find the office in Liberia to go there. My question to those who have asked those questions and those who wanted to call and ask some similar question, the real questions to you is, if you go and found our office and see that there are people there are people working there, what value is that going to add on a legitimacy to authenticate that the place is legitimate, right? There's no value that will add on you. So before you start to go to an office to go and do verify just to see the place, you want to go online first on the Government of Canada's website. That's where you want to go. I shared the link on in your comment section there. You want to go there directly to the Government of Canada's website, the body that regulates our license. That's where you want to start the first step by going to offices. Look, people are going to Go International office. People are going to AMI. People are going, they went to QNet, which they have now, embodying themselves into all these small different companies and doing all these kind of stuff. It does not add value to whether it's a legitimate or not. And like I said earlier on, when I was starting, I also said, it's not because you're hearing my voice or seeing me on the social media on this True FM, right, that give you any reason to say, yes, he's legitimate because he's talking in our best interest. It doesn't give you anything about legitimacy without you doing that due diligence for your very self, to really say to yourself, yes, I have verified the credentials and I can attest that they are legitimate. If you don't do that, you're still in for trouble. So please, in as much as you want to go to a physical office, do your due diligence first. That's where you start from. Because guess what? If Chris Dennis or Sharon George were to do something illegal, you will not be worried, because all you need to do is to grab my license number and my name and contact the Canadian Immigration Authority. Of course, you need to have evidence of, while you're contacting. That's what you need to do. That's the reasons why I always urge people, work with someone who is legitimate and that importantly, that have license issued by the government, because
Okay.
you are easily able to track that person. That's my response to all of the questions that were asked.
So good, wonderful, great by having you on this morning. Yeah, maybe let's hear you. You're closing.
So my closing, the other throw in like just I want to know why you put orange over my name. Anyway, anyway, well, he said it all. The most I can say is please verify. Please go on the website, go use the internet, check yourself. Stop waiting for people to tell you, check for yourself. It's your money, it's your time, it's everything. Check for yourself. You can read, get somebody who can read to help you do it. Check for yourself. Once you've done that, you can proceed. Office or no office, yes, there is an office, but that's not the point. The point here is that contact Councillor Dennis and yourself. But go through the process before you do that. It's very important. So thank you so much for the time.
Great. Good this morning for having the both of you on. Mr. Dennis, is there anything left? Maybe you just want to wrap up it.
Well, nothing much. I think we've said it all. The meat and the takeaway that your listeners, can get from this is now, at least people are aware now. Look, our goal here, I didn't talk much about this, all of the services that we provide, but this was more for educational purposes, right? Because anytime you need immigration services, whether it's to Canada, United States, or any other country, right? Do your due diligence. Please, like Miss Betty said, if you cannot properly read, which of course is not everybody would read, to understand. If you cannot, sit with someone and let them, work with you to do that verification. Please don't work with someone who you cannot verify that they are licensed by the government of Canada through the body of the Law Society or the College of Citizen and Immigration Canada. If you cannot verify that person license, please do not work with that person. I don't care the number of visas they show you that they have gotten for people. Look, you will still get into trouble. And if you don't want to say, if I had known, do your due diligence. But thanks for having me. I appreciate the time today.
Christopher Denix
Thank you.
run the Denix immigration series in the Betty Flan. She served as the media and marketing officer here in Liberia for the team. You can just go on the Real TV for those of you following the radio. Just go online, Facebook, Truth FM Real TV. Yeah, the number is also placed there. All the information is placed in the comment section. So go there, all right? And when you go online now and start to follow us on Real TV. This is the breakfast show here on Truth FM 96.1. And I told you guys, I said the weekend edition is going to be educated for you this morning. We're going for a very short break. We'll come back. We'll bring on the head of the County of Potential Cups. And Dr. Abraham the Saman Sedu is our guest on the last settlement this morning here on the breakfast show.
I'm living life to the max.
But well, you living life in a kind of economy, you joking, eh?
My girl, I'm living life to the max with Orange. No joking Billy inside.
You boy, what do you mean by max? Please break it down for me.
So you don't hear about Max? They're all in one new app for Orange Liberia.
But what is so special about this new app?
My girl, with the Max It all-in-one new app, you can manage everything from Orange Labrador in one place. Data and voice, checking your balance, tracking your data and cost usage, access all Orange Money and Orange Energy services, watch football games, listen to music, play games, and so much more. But the best part of the app is that once you download the app, it's free. No data business before you use the app.
Wow, this is so interesting.
Tired of juggling different apps to stay connected? Wish there was one app for everything Orange Liberia? Well, wish no more. Say hello to Maxit, Orange all-in-one app that helps you live to the max. Access data and voice offers. Enjoy high-speed internet services. Monitor your balance and usage. Track SMS, calls, and data easily. Stay connected with Orange Money and Orange Energy's services and products. Get entertainment, games, music, and more. Purchase tickets to the hottest events. And shop with ease from online vendors and consumable products. The best part? It's zero rated. No data charges to use the app. Download the app now at Google Play Store or App Store. Just search Maxit LM. Live smarter, live better, live life to the max with Orange Maxit. For more information, call 111 or find us on Facebook at Orange Liberia.
Orange Liberia and EcoBen are sponsors of the Truth Breakfast Show here on Truth 96.1. Welcome to the final segment this morning. And as I said, we have us in studio the head or the chief executive officer of the County of Potential Cups, vocational training, skill program. Dr. Abraham Samansero, he is an educator who's been always around and willing to provide education to nurture the young people. So now please support him. He always there to respond to our call. Mr. Sedu, Dr. Sedu, good morning. Welcome to the Truth Breakfast Show.
heartfelt solicitation to your audience. I think I'm getting feedback.
Yes,
Um,
I'm trying to get it arranged here for you. Let me see what I can get something on here for you right here. Yeah, check it out.
Nothing impossible, nothing impossible.
Hey Dory, you're here looking so worried. What is that issue running through your head?
Kelvin, it's that time of the year, and I'm really in search of a school that will meet up with my career path. At least give me a quality vocational training in some of the areas of my interest.
Wow, Dory, have you heard about the conduit of potential cups?
Conduit of potential cups. What is it?
The conduit of potential cups is that premier institution of quality and affordable education. With over 10 years of successful records in producing men and women who are positively impacting their world, the world-class institution has highly trained and experienced instructors.
Wow, Kelvin, what are some of the courses or vocational training offered at the Conduit of Potential?
Course offers diploma in professional courses like computer software, procurement and logistics, psychological and trauma counseling, project writing, and monitoring and evaluation, and many more.
Here I am getting myself so stressed, but Cops has the solution to all of my problems.
Yes, Dory, but that's not all. Course also offers certificates in various vocations and skills that makes you marketable even out of the offices. Course offers high quality vocational courses like electricity and plumbing. Course also has advanced catering and pastry programs, restaurant management, hairdressing, makeup tailoring, and classical decoration programs. Puffs has also added advanced cake making, cake decorations, both royal and furnace icing and hot decoration. And Doreen, the good news is Puffs is now accepting students for enrollment in all of their programs.
Hey Kelvin, I'm so excited you came my way. Where can I find the conduit of potential cups? Because I'm on my way right now to get enrolled.
Visit Club's office today between St. Kizida Catholic Church and the Latter Day Saint Church, Club's Castle, Pinsville. Better still, call 0776 547 182. And you can also visit Club's Facebook page. Both educated and uneducated people can attend.
Yes, the conduit of potential cups. I'm on my way right now.
All right, so welcome back to the program this morning. As I said, we have us Dr. Abraham Tasamasedu this morning on the breakfast show. On the last segment, discussing much about uh, education. So this entire program on the weekend, we just talk, we make it educated for you, and you listen to Christopher Dennis, and now we have us Dr. Abraham Dasamasero. He runs the cups there, somewhere around the Benston Hospital, yeah, in Pingzhou City. So we bring you on this morning so we can talk much about his institution and also the vocational service being provided there for young people. I don't know whether it's only for young people, Dr. Sedu. Again, welcome. Yeah, I think we now said, welcome to the program. You said to run school and education. Okay. Okay. So when you go through first grade, second grade, it, okay. So you go through elementary, you go through the junior high before now to senior high. Okay. All right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's understand something here and that that's being school and then educated, because many time I hear people always say this, they always say that uh, uh, he's not school or I'm well school. Again, they will say, he's not educated. So, or I'm educated. So I'm also, I want to get a better understanding there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The that computer there is mute.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, see, a mute.
Okay.
What's it? Yeah, try to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The computer.
yeah, we'll get the feedback. Yeah, mute there. Go check it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oldest universities. University of Liberia is the fifth oldest.
Okay.
The Cotonou is the sixth oldest in Africa. But if you are looking for the top 400 universities in Africa, as old as Liberia education system is, we don't really have a system. We have sector. Educational sector is no university in Liberia is ranked among them. So it tells you that the society is not running, or the war is not running after school. The war is running after education. So someone can enter a school and find his or her way through the school. Is the person is being school. The person graduated from high school. The person is being school. The person graduated from college and can write dissertation, but the person defended dissertation. The person cannot do a simple concept papers and other things. And
Mhm.
but the person is being school. Now, what differentiates that particular person from being educated in school is the productivity.
Okay.
Okay, so the person outputs. If the person cannot be able to fully exercise the pedigree of that particular credential he or she holds, it means that yes, the person, you cannot deny the person not being in school because the person have evidence to substantiate that claim, but the educational component of it is not visible, it's not evidence. So you see, the Liberian society talks much, but in terms of achievement, is very, very little. Now, let's bring it to the context of how or where the conduit of potential CAPS is. Like in our vocational school, like our computer program that we offer today.
Then first, let me first talk about the academic side you run to, because I think the academic side you run up to a 12th grade.
Yeah, yeah.
It has the performance like, has the results been for the past 2 years now.
Well, I think we have that interview before. The students were impressive. It was just last year. Their performance at the was not encouraging, simply because there was some mistake when it comes to how to get answer check, because sometimes you see people who want to cycle because when I have answer sheet and there's no shading process. So some center will tell you, or some supervisor will tell you say cycle, some will tell you say shade, some will tell you say dark, some will tell you say online. So it brought some traumatic scene in the hall.
So it's like
And
every time there's always just changes in the national exam, because as I learned that in this coming town there'll be changes again. I don't know whether I reach out to you preparators of institutions.
yeah, well, well, I'm yet to get that update, but we're fortunate that they all passed last year,
Okay.
but the expectation was very low.
Okay.
As I said, we expected them to hit where we always want them to hit. And they pass is good for them. But someone will say, but what your student pass in the last exam, then you say that they have some. Yes, because we have expectations. All right.
It's still
So,
growing, and the numbers
yeah,
keep growing.
yeah, by the grace of God, we are. So, coming back to our vocational and professional programs, as I was trying to learn
Okay.
on, like the computer program, we have understood from just, we can always do this assessment, that a lot of individuals are interested in reading computer software application, but they lack a lot of skills. They are unable to do simple composition. They are unable to do simple office work. They do not understand the etiquette of office. So what we did in our computer program, as long as you register to do computer, we have elevated our computer program to what we call computer competence. So in our computer competence program, we teach our students not only the various applications that are available in the Microsoft offices, like the Microsoft and Word, Excel, PowerPoint, other things. But we teach them how to prepare documents. I'm talking about how to write.
And how many months it runs for?
It runs for six
6 months.
months. So we teach them how to write because if you are running an office, simple things then like the different types of memorandums, students should know it. As a computer person, you should know the various kinds of exit writing, which is some of the things then like basic letters, those application letters. How do you do citation? How do you do communication, internal communication using the internet to communicate in offices and other things? So we have elevated our computer program to another level so that when an individual miss out on the aspect of not knowing how to write application letters, not knowing how to do business communication, contracts, and doing things in the memorandum, citation, emails, and other things. Then, right at COPS, you have that privilege to learn them. So, and the fortunate part of it is I'm directly engaged in that particular process, meaning I'm one of the lecturers at that program, that department, I lecture there. So, and those of you who have been under me in various universities, you know for the way that when you hear that Dr. Sil is teaching a course, you can circumvent, you don't compromise his lesson. You must be able to live up to the games. So our computer program is not just intended to get people knowing Microsoft Word, Excel, and presentation, other things, but you should have that computer competence. You should be able to serve in various areas. You could be a front desk officer. You could be hired to answer calls and other things on a computer, maybe by Orange, by Lone Star. You could work in different areas that have to do with computer. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that you must go in the office. That's the misconception we have in this country. So we are opening our students' eyes so wide that they understand that computer education is far beyond what we see it to be. That you must do and be IT person. No, no, no. It's far beyond that.
Why? That's a good, wonderful. Dr. Abraham, that someone said to cops, the boss with us this morning. Tomorrow, another huge batch of your team graduates will be coming out tomorrow for another vocational training program. Is it the 23rd graduation exercise?
Yeah, we graduated just a few time, and there were a batch that did not graduate. So the remaining individuals that could not have, met up with the requirements
Yeah.
at that time, are those will be graduating tomorrow. And the because we have a pending graduation in July. I know somebody would say, but why can't you wait and then put them together? No, it's because each badge has their own name, and that name expires with that badge. So this you cannot put this badge in the next group of individuals that should be graduating July. So tomorrow we'll be graduating students in catering, hairdressing, tailoring, computer, couple of other programs. But the bigger one is coming up in July, where we expect people who study procurement, which I will talk all about them, procurement, logistic, project, and M&E, those that read psychological counseling, electricity. Okay, some electricity students will be writing also tomorrow, plumbing, and music and other programs that we have. So I would like to just take maybe 1 minute to just catalog on each of those programs so that our audience can have a better understanding about what is being done at the conduit of potential scabs. And one thing I already want to just inform your audience, there is something that is terribly wrong in our educational sector in this country, more especially in the vocational area. I see many people are running to practical, practical, practical. And students have the perception of what they want to learn instead of what is required of them and that they need to learn in a given fee. So student desire now are driving and changing contents and curriculums in curriculum in schools. You see that many schools. I once the guy have and wants to, like, for example, I was talking with some of my students who came to me yesterday. In the plumbing environment, you have three basic functions in the plumbing environment they can specialize in. That is, for you do maintenance, you do repairs, and you do installation. But most of them, until they do installation, they feel they have not learned plumbing. So any other thing that concern the theoretical lesson that they need to understand how to troubleshoot. Those of them who went out there for internship and job training stuff there, they experience lots of problem, pipe leaking. They got to bust it. They got to do repairs and other things. And they came by and said, "But that why are we doing so much of repairs and maintenance installation?" I say, now in the classroom or before you enter the classroom, you have that perception that the word out there, they're waiting for you to do installation. You have gone now for job training, you are now seeing the real world. Where you live in your environment, the houses are already being built. New houses are only being built out of the city now. I know Johnsonville, Marshall area, all the things, and that'll be the places you do installation. But what I'm trying to say is, the theoretical lesson that gave the ground for the practical is completely absent in this country,
Mm.
and you will see that people are being poorly educated. People are graduating as this and that because they did a couple of practicals, and you
Is it for
see,
your own research or
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
it for
Because
your
I have
own research?
interfaced with them, I've even tried to implore some of them, and their performances were terrible, terrible, terrible. They, as soon as you talk about it, say, "Get me on the practical, get me on the practical." So it means that people are, practical should be around 25 to 30% out of the theoretical lesson, because when the students understand the theoretical composition of their discipline, carry them to practical, which is very good, will give them an opportunity to have a mastery in their field of learning. But if they will have 10 to 15% theory and they do the rest of it in practical, where does practical come from? Practical comes out of theories. And if the person is left incommunicado of the elements, the components that give rise to that, and then only go to the receiving end or to the end point, okay, it's terrible for our society. It means that if you need good plumbers, you need people from all of Liberia. If you need good electricians, you need people from all of Liberia. You need good other technicians and other things, and you need people out of Liberia, because you cannot have a society that cannot read, cannot troubleshoot, cannot do things that are basically required in that discipline, simply because they did not spend time to read and understand and digest those fundamental and principles, rules, and procedures within giving fees. Instead, they rush strictly to practical, which is the end factors. So it hurting the society. But again, um, we would be there trying our best to provide the requisite education that we need. And it's good for all school. For sometimes people say, but when you talk about the good of all school rather than promoting your school the most. Yeah, it's good because I'm a nationalist. Courts cannot train everybody throughout 15 counties in this country. It's possible we can have contracts to do that, but it's not very possible. No matter how much contract, even if the government library say, we'll hire you to go train in a 15 county. We still can train everybody. Okay, you need other schools to do the same. The other thing is we all just need to be on the same train to understand that let us take our student from 80-85% practical and which will give you a lot of limitations and bring them to the actualization and realization like other countries. If we won't be ranked, like we started the discussion on being school and educated. So you see, many of our guys who are graduating from with various disciplines, they are in school. They're not actually being educated. So if you put a guy from Ghana and that to on my I was cited now, but we got to speak the hard truth, from Ghana and Liberia, in any given field, you will remarkably see the appreciation of their you guys from Ghana, you see them of their studies because they make them to read a book, they make them to understand those various elements, components of the discipline, why things happen the way they happen. They read about it, they know how to troubleshoot, why you should troubleshoot. If you do some things, even on telephone, they can solve problems because you have all the knowledge that is needed in that area. But when you are basically trained only on the practical. You even take long time to learn because you have a lot of test and error, try and error stuff you'll be doing along the way.
Okay.
So I think if we should improve our sector and we want to be among the educated class, let us do what other countries are doing rather than what we just love to do as a nation and keep going with that.
As what would be a message, especially when it comes to the skills training programs? There are many people still dragging to take advantage of some of the programs. Indeed, to want to go some of the discipline through the plumbing, through the electricity, the computer. What would be your own message to them? What's the advantage, when you are going through some of the programs?
One, I want to tell you that when you want to learn well. Do not learn haphazard. You want to learn well, learn well. Okay, and it is not basically everything is about degree. As you may be aware, I have a master in counseling. I have a master in business administration. I also have a master in teaching. I have a master in education. And no, I call it a master. I'm also a candidate of a master in diplomatic studies. But all those things will not give you a job in an environment that you live in until you study the environment. Right now, you see most of the guys who are making money around are those who are involved in business, they are involved in trade. So if everybody want to think that you don't have a society, you got to study a society. You don't have a society that is absorbing credentials now. So you see most people get degree, they end up as selling variable, they end up selling DK and other things. So but houses will always need cooks. Houses will always need cleanup, and people will always need someone to sew their clothes. People will always need that bathroom will always give problem, especially in the rainy season time. People need to be connected. The house needs to be connected. And these are all basic trade. People now librarians are gravitating to the comfort of air condition. So we want to encourage people that yes, going for your degree program is good. But let's look at this area. If you're going for a degree in plumbing, it's good. Plumbing, in electricity, air condition, those are all unique areas that generator, which is the mechanical stuff, so those are all unique areas that people should be rushing to learn, rather than everybody they're rushing to do management, business, accounting, and sociology and other things, and you just getting the entire society flooded. The society, the job market does not have the ability to absorb these people. So at the end of the day, most of them end up in the classroom as teacher and other things. And whereas you still get the society still need people who have more credentials that know how to build us properly, that know how to lay tie. Look, I mean, most of the ties layer around is a worst case scenario. You work on the tie a few times, the next time the tie start to move. It means that we need people who actually need to learn and know how to lay ties properly build houses. You can see houses bend and all kind of stuff there. It means that roofing all kind of way because people are not really studying these areas. Okay, when you study, new innovation comes in. So we want to encourage you as cops We have this catering program that we elevated that you can come and do catering. I really admire the hairdressing department. The lady is doing extremely well. She's very exposed, very experienced, and along with the Akina man who handle the tailoring. He's good. He know his job. And the computer department, I emphasize on, needs a lot of you to come
People
on.
say Rudy.
Yes, we are recruiting and now, including the procurement. People have now understood that procurement is not only the literal one, but we have something called e-computer procurement, and there are other software programs in procurement that you need to also learn. Likewise, the monitoring and evaluation, the project writing group of people, and those who study counseling. So electricity, plumbing, air conditioning students, those who have interest, you can come at our office just right near the Benson Hospital there, the Green Oyster building, or you'll see a very big building in a fence. It's about 4 5 story building in a fence. That's our main campus of training. The one on the road there near Benson Hospital is our office. So we can encourage you to come over and do your registration. We are recruiting students, and those classes will begin June. So between now and June, you can try and make your way there.
Okay.
And if you want to also have, we are also soliciting help from individuals, because there are some other individuals we can do our best. But look, there are people who really want to learn, but they don't have the support. So NGOs and other organizations who can chip in and say, look, we can come in and help and support, and maybe 10%, 20%. Those are all good endeavor for a nation. But there are a lot of people who want to learn, but the financial support is not there.
Okay, folks. Dr. Abraham, the Saman City, he comes from Cubs this morning. With the pick up just few calls quickly before we wrap up on the show 0776 9274 72 0776 927472. Johnson line two.
Yeah, 0775 136874. I do have a call there.
Yeah, good morning. Okay, email.
All right. All right.
All the way message facing the office, my man. Yeah.
So 0775 136874. 0775 136874.
0776 927472. This morning, yeah, I like how we just did on the platform this morning. It's just about education, though. So we are talking about vocational school now. Call, ask some question, and yeah, that's it. They are still accepting students. Indeed, recruitment exercise is on. So some of you want to be a part of end of the program. You can call now 0776 927472. I had the numbers for you to call on this morning and be live on the True Breakfast Show. That the Abraham, the Samasero
Your
is
voice.
our guest. Yeah. Good morning. Yes, sir. Yeah, just walk away from that monitor the noise. I think you're getting the feedback. Yeah, yeah, better. Go ahead. Yeah. All right. If you would like to take advantage of uh for the courses there, I would definitely go back over some of the courses to offer. Can you take one more please? 0776 9274 72776 927472. Call me, don't text me, please. Good morning. I'm Abel. I'm texting you from Raleigh. Uh, thanks to that is to the okay. A follow cup. Uh, all right, the person that follow your activities. 0776 9274 72. Yeah, but that can be getting some of the call while we work on the
Yeah.
program.
Okay. Before I respond to that, let me just we the grade school will be learning by closing by next month. So we expect by July the vacation school will start. We run from nursery straight to 12th grade, and we're hoping that this year we'll open a daycare school. So those of you that interested in quality service in daycare can also visit us. We'll start the process come the new 2025-2026 school year. So that is one of the programs we offer. That is the academic. And this time around, since we have this challenge with students procuring material in the academic for vocational lesson, we have designed the new school year in a way that um, from morning all the way to because the afternoon section of the vocational program starts at 2 o'clock. So from morning all the way to 1:50, beginning next school year, will be academic, and after that, students who are interested in the vocational will be kept on campus from 2 o'clock. They join the afternoon section of the vocational class from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. From there, they can be on their way home. So
Okay.
that's a unique information for parents who will be interested in sending their kids. Beginning next school year, the entire afternoon section, as long as you are in a grade school. I know it would not be mandatory that you go to vocational school now, but as long as you're in a grade school, after the class time by 1:50, 2 o'clock, you can just enter any of the vocational programs available there and you can study your lesson. Now, in the vocational and professional programs, we have procurement and logistics. That is a diploma program. We have project proposal writing, M&E, which is the monitoring and evaluation. There's also a diploma program. We have the psychosocial and trauma counseling program. It's a diploma program also. We have the pastoral program for those of you who want to minister the gospel. That's also a diploma program. Electricity, plumbing, air conditioning. We have them, and people who are interested in keyboard music playing. The great guy back there also provide lecture in that area. Then the computer program also that we talk about. I know somebody will say, wow, Dr. Silu only teaches in the computer program. No, I'm also teaching in the, actually, I have a master in counseling. So I'm also teaching in the counseling program where I teach psychological counseling. I talk about the psyche and other components of the human body. That is something that I enter so that anybody who wants to be a counselor should understand the physics and the physiological composition of a person to be able to interpret what we refer to as the psychobiological reaction and what it happens. So, we also have, yeah, and yeah, very, very well. Right there, the green upstairs building, the two-story urban building that there near Benson Hospital, right in Painesville City, right between St. Isidro Catholic Church and the Latter Day Saint Church. You'll see the green upstairs building there, and we'll be happy to receive you. You want to talk to me, we'll be happy to also receive you. So, don't just sit there, come. Let us all work and see how we can help you build your capacity. So the Bible program starts at 11 a.m. That'll be the time we'll be graduating. And we want to say congratulations to all our students that will be graduating tomorrow. And also congratulations to those that will be coming up in 2 months or 3 months from now in July. So we want to say, has learn and go out there and be successful in life. Wonderful. Thanks so much, Dr. Abraham Dasama Studio, for stopping by this morning on the breakfast show on the last segment here. The weekend edition. Yeah, you have been very, very educated. So, make use of vocational training program. The comes is right here in the things of city, the basic community. Yeah, so you can stop there, pick up information sheet on the brochure, get more information about cops
also the one the academic school that is looking for elementary to junior senior high. All right, so parents in
No, but also the both of you have experience about the quality of services being provided.
yes, after graduation, yeah, already good. Yeah, that was usually
Yeah, I said the both of you, you are aware, you are evidence to the fact of what we do at COPS. So we want to encourage as much as possible students to come. And the basic thing is COP is a Christian based institution, so moral discipline and academic achievement are always the hallmark. So our catering doors are open to you, our hairdressing doors are open, the tailoring doors are open, our computer doors are open, the counseling project and procurement, all our doors are open to you. So please come, don't sit there, and we will give you just what you want to meet me personally to talk. I'm available always on campus to receive you. And I'll be very, very appreciative if you all can just come and acquire knowledge from us.
all right.
God
So
bless you
remember,
all.
weekend on Monday, people party here when you and Marka, yeah, God willing, people for the weekend on Monday to drive you through the fashion takes you to but no man takes it takes a lot of you. Our first guest that Christopher Dennis on the Dennis invitation things we have. Thanks for that seeing for stopping by. My name is Ansu Kesari. Have yourself a wonderful weekend for tomorrow.
I thought you play something of our promo. Cops promo. Cops.